Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here with today's Micros Market Recap at Target Trading Academy. It is Tuesday, June 14th, just at the close of New York here. Let's get right into it with micro oil. Scroll on back. You can see that we opened slightly above the range, well above the close, and we had some initial selling that was stuffed at that HVA edge. Buyers came up and it was stuffed at the contract high and HVA edge there, and it brought down, and yet again that edge held. The buyers could not make it any higher. They did set some new lows for us, or not lows but highs for us in the day. They tried as hard as they can, but that finally gave out and they broke those lows, and once that broke, it just was a cascaded waterfall, and we are closed below the close from yesterday in oil, so we are net down in oil. Gold, similar story. We opened gap down and we had a move well up into, well, not well up, but an attempted move well up towards the close and the range from yesterday, but that was not sustained, and they went sideways, and the sellers finally took them and brought us to new lows of the contract, and that is what you're seeing there. Now our equities, we for the most part opened pretty close to the close, definitely well inside of the range from yesterday, and we just had some normal participation. It was relatively choppy and slow, but that was towards the later end, just before lunch. I would say an okay morning. We had several areas of support and resistance hold from these levels, these HVAs, high volume areas that are given out the night before to our students. Yes, you heard that correct. The night before for our students to use. And we made some new lows in the day, and they held from those levels several times on both ends there. It's just really good to see these levels work really well. It is rollover week, so the volume is currently split between the June and September contract in our equities, but you can see we finally broke that wall and made some new lows, but they had a huge rally around 320, and they brought it back inside of the range, and we are closing slightly lower than the close from yesterday, so not a terrible amount, but our range extension for that was quite large. Now the Nasdaq, I believe, was actually closed slightly higher than its close from the previous day, so much like the ES, it did have quite a bit of participation in terms of its movement, but it began to get choppy just before lunch, and that's what we saw for most of the day. But we opened inside the range just above the close, and we had immediate selling come down, and you can see this back and forth and the level of support and resistance at this edge that was given to our students. Monster support just showing up where we have it marked the night prior. And obviously there are rules around these levels and the methodology that is taught in the room, so not everything is valid per se. There are opportunities at those edges, but yet again, you have to follow the rules of the methodology. So we did eventually break down lower in the Nasdaq around that same time the ES did. Couldn't get too far before that rally stepped in, and you can see they really brought that up back into the main body, where the Nasdaq eventually did close slightly above its prior day close. And that is where we are left off today for today's Micros Market Recap. Again, if you haven't seen them before, go check out Pat's win-loss break even videos that go into the trades that are submitted by students, both live and on sim, as everyone's at a different level progressing through the method and learning it at their own pace. But they are based off the levels that are given the night before the next trading endeavor. So, for example, tonight, the levels for tomorrow will be pushed out and ready to use even this evening and before the pit opens tomorrow, because futures markets are almost open 24/7. Obviously, there's days that they're closed, like Saturday, but for the most part, they are open virtually 24/7. You just have to know those specific trading hours if you really wanted to. But again, If you are interested in finding out more information about these levels or how to trade futures, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us online at Facebook or go to our website at targettradingacademy.com. Get in touch with a representative there, and they'll show you into the rooms, and you'll be able to see what we do on the daily, and you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. We look forward to seeing you there.